Welcome back. So a couple weeks ago I was doing a brake job on the wife's car. You remember that goldish brownish Hyundai? Well, as soon as I got done putting about $300 or $400 into her brakes, she decides to trade in her car. So while that sounds like a fail, it's a win because actually her new car won't fit in here anymore. So now I've got some storage space. And what that does for me is it actually frees up a lot of room in the shop side. And of course, it's still total mess back there. However, come back around this way, look at all this. I've got room to move around up in there. That is a total win. Hopefully, I can get all that organized because you know there's gonna have to be room for the bicycle, probably the lawnmower, all that stuff that you don't want in your garage, but you kind of have to do. So hopefully I can make it work and still have some storage in there and free up room over here. I just spent probably about 2, maybe 3 hours out here cleaning up this mess. Something I have done. You got to set a goal. And here we go. Low expectations, goals. I want to do 12.5 in the quarter. Yeah, I know it's sloppy. 12.5 in the quarter or better. I think if I do a supercharger pulley, I will probably be able to do better. 0 to 60, 5 seconds or better. I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I'm setting these goals kind of easy. 25 miles a gallon. If I do the gear swap that I want to do, then that'll be really easy. I want to get rid of those 411s, put in like a 327 or something. Skid pad, I'd like to do 1G. I don't even know how I'm going to test that. I'll probably just take a corner really tight and fake it. But here's the big one. On the road by spring of 22. That's probably going to get crossed out as soon as I miss that goal. Those are my goals. You always got to set goals, right? I've also updated the list. So I'm trying to get things a little more organized around here. You can see I got everything. I'm starting to pile it all up on top of that cabinet. I'm going to have the AN line coming in here probably in the next 4 or 5 days. I've got some more fittings coming in, again, 4 or 5 days. Not sure what I'm going to get next. Probably still going to work on that fuel line. I need to get some bolts for the flywheel. I think I need to put that on my list, actually. I don't think it's on my list. So, but you'll see I'm getting things organized over here. I'm trying to get everything in one spot so stuff doesn't get lost. I need to clean up these wheels, the 15-inch BMW wheels that I got, because they look nasty. I get filthy every time I touch them. That's not cool. Probably going to give them a quick coat of paint just so that they don't look like crap. Something I was planning on doing tonight, and I realized I can't do it now, which is why I went ahead and cleaned everything up. I was going to start working on the motor mounts. Of course, you remember I've already got one fabbed up. It needs welded out. If I had it here, I could put it in on the passenger side and then start fabbing up the other side and get it tacked together. And then that way I can have the both of them, get them welded out. A lot of stuff is revolving around those motor mounts. I can't do the drive shaft. I can't do the transmission mount. I can't do clutch lines, which that's probably going to be AN lines again on that one. I need to look into that. There's a lot of stuff I can't do. I can't even put the radiator in until I have the engine bolted down because I need to make sure I've got room for the accessory stuff and all that crap up front before I put the radiator in. So a lot is waiting on locating this engine, and I don't have the other motor mount here. It's in the back seat of my truck. It's in the back of the cab. So I can't even do that right now. Total fail. I guess I can take the motor mount because I know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it just like I did the other one. You have to cut it like right here, so on both sides. I can at least get this started. This one's going to be a little more difficult, a little more involved. The rack and pinion is right there. Of course, the rack and pinion goes all the way across. But where the steering shaft goes into the rack and pinion is right there, right where this motor mount's going to go. So I need to be careful and tiptoe around that so that I can steer. It's kind of important. I don't think it'll be too bad. let's make some noise. Something else I still need to do. I've been doing some research and I'm really surprised at how easy this is going to be once I make up the rig for it. But I need to clean the injectors. I could just slap them in and be all sloppy, but I really don't want to do that considering how easy it is to clean them up. That's something else I'll be taking care of and doing as the engine goes together. It's a lot easier than everybody thinks, and I don't see how companies charge thousands of dollars. I don't know. I've never really priced it, but you know it's not cheap. Josh has just picked up a turbo engine that he's going to be putting in one of his. I think it's going in the 78. He has a 78 that is getting set up for racing. It's already sitting pretty sharp. I'm going to offer him a set of these spring shackles. You know, I've got tons of them. So, Josh, if you're watching, let me know. I've got a set here for you if you want them. I guess it's time to start making some noise. Now I guess you need a clean workspace. You don't have to make it perfect, just make it better. A tip that I read recently, somebody was asking how to mark on fab work when you're fabricating with metal. What do they use to write on the metal so that you can see it easily? Of course, most people just say go use a black Sharpie. Apparently, a blue Sharpie is the way to go. I don't happen to have a blue Sharpie out here, but I do have, I don't know, but this is a dry erase marker, not a Sharp. I've already made one mark on here, so I kind of cheated. I am pretty impressed with how easy it is to see blue mark. There's no missing this. You are going to see this no matter what kind of eye protection you're wearing. Put that one in the back of your mind. Don't use a black Sharpie, use a blue Sharpie. So now you got two markers that you're going to lose in your garage. So eye protection, definitely. You know, you can be dumb, you can be stupid, but you don't have to be that stupid. But there's a good way to make both sides match. You take your cut on one side, you trace this out, and now you know exactly where you need to cut to make the other one the exact same. Beautiful. They match perfect. Okay, they match almost perfectly. I'm going to call that a win. I can clean this up a little bit. I can clean that up a little bit. That's not too bad. Decent finish. So, like I said, I'm pretty much done with this. I'm telling you, they need to sponsor me. I got product placement everywhere. I got signs up, a piggy bank in there, Mountain Dew barbecue grill, and there's always a can in every picture, in every shot. At least there can be. You got to be careful on the parts you get, especially if you don't start with a complete engine. If you are piecing an engine together, you've got to be very careful. These are not the same. This is off of Camaro and Firebird. This is off of the supercharged engine, the L67. The difference is obvious, okay? Not only is it just the shape of this where it goes over the supercharger, but if you were to look at the actual injectors, look at the difference. These ones are much smaller. Remember, these go in the head. These ones go into the lower intake on the Camaro and Firebird. I don't even think you could physically do it. I don't see anything on here I can... Oh, there we go. I found something I can use off of it. The cap. And, as a matter of fact, I need the Schrader valve that goes inside. We're done with this. That was a little over dramatic, wasn't it? Now we have this one. This is entirely too ugly. I want the thing to look nice. It's going to be a pretty engine compartment with a really ugly car wrapped around it. Now, So I'm gonna have to take these off. Apparently this is the same as an LS, or at least the connection is. So I'm getting an adapter that will clip on to the fuel rail and then turns it to AN fittings. I'm going with the AN-6. Now, like I said, I didn't know anything about the AN stuff until recently. Some YouTube videos. I watched, I think, 4 YouTube videos. I looked in my very outdated Summit catalog. They probably don't even offer a catalog anymore. I know Jegs doesn't. They just give you a little pamphlet and they say go on jegs.com. They don't realize that some of us really prefer a magazine. It's a lot easier to browse a magazine than it is to click back and forth when you're trying to figure something out between 2 products. Well, the -6, what that means, okay, AN is Army, Navy. The military came up with its own fittings, improved ease of service, a better sealing surface, ruggedness of the lines. You always see steel braided lines with the AN fittings on them. The steel braided lines, very durable, it can handle all kinds of abrasions. However, the flip side of that is that that will become the most abrasive thing under the hood of your car. I have seen a lower radiator hose on a 60, I think it was a 68 Chevy C10 pickup. That lower radiator hose was up against the frame rail and just rubbing, just a little bit of movement every time he'd hit a bump or whatever. Those trucks flex a lot. And after about 3 years, we noticed that there was some shininess around the sides of that hose. And I pulled the hose aside and I could see where this hose was cutting into the frame. It was literally just sawing into the frame rail. So you have to be careful. On the M1A1 tank, that's what I did when I was in the Army. I worked on the M1 tank. I was a hull mechanic. On top of the hydraulic pump, it has these steel braided lines. And again, it's the most abrasive thing in the engine compartment. It actually had, I think it was neoprene, but it had a rubber type cover over that steel braided line so it doesn't do any damage. So we run them and show them off because they're pretty and because it shows off that we've got awesome stuff. And meanwhile, the people that are actually running it because they need it, they hide it so it doesn't eat up everything else in the engine compartment. So you just pop that off. Yes. The way that you measure these AN lines is, like I said, I'm getting -6. Everything is measured in 16ths. 6/16 is 3/8. 5/16 would be -5. And what I needed to order is a 5/16 to -6. So I'm just going to go ahead and just go with a 3/8 return line. I think it was $60 for 20 feet of -6. And then there was a handful of fittings on there also. And then I had to get 3/8 to -6. I don't know if you can get these real cheap. These are the fuel line quick disconnect. Right. Yeah, 5/16. So what you do is you push in and then push on there and this comes off. And what it's doing, there's little fingers in here. You see the little fingers in there, little metal tabs? Right, there's 4 of them in there on the 5/16 line. And what this does, this goes around the fuel line obviously, and then it pushes those fingers, it spreads them apart. We're wrapped around this rib. I'm trying to get organized around here, I'm trying to reduce the clutter and the garbage. I need to try and throw crap away when it comes apart. That way I don't have a pile of garbage all over my workbench. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna take off these injectors and I'm just gonna paint this fuel rail up. Like I said, I want this engine to look pretty. Yeah, these are nasty. So you see how easy that comes apart? No special tools or nothing. These clips literally just push right off. I'll spin it around and kind of get it so nothing's frozen. It does not want to give it up. If any of these break, I'm screwed. Here we go. I don't know why it's brown. Yes, I should be wearing my safety glasses. I think this is all I'm going to get done. I'm going to get these off of here. I'm going to tape up the pretty side of the fuel pressure regulator. I'm going to tape up the Schrader valve cap. Yeah, I'll probably paint it. There we go, that one just fell right out. So we're going to go with the VHT. The same stuff I painted the block and the heads with. Test fire. I think that's going to be it for tonight. I'll let this dry. I'll come look at it tomorrow in the morning. I might bring you guys with me. I'll probably shoot some clear on it. Well, what I'll end up doing is I'm going to put it on the engine, see how it looks. If it looks good, I'll probably go ahead and clear coat it. If it doesn't look good, I'll have to touch it up and then clear coat it. But this is going to be clear coated tomorrow. That's it, case closed, end of story. It will happen. I am going to go ahead and put some clear on it. I already came out here. I snuck out here a little bit earlier and sprayed some more black on those fuel lines. I'd missed a couple spots, just like I expected. So I'm just going to hit it with some clear and call it good, and then go back in there and start laying tile. I've been smacking on ceramic tile with a hammer for the last 3 hours, and scraping and kicking and a little bit of cussing and coughing. So, yeah, sounds like fun, doesn't it? So, here we go. It is literally that easy. With the new project going on in the house, I think this is probably it for this weekend. I didn't get a whole lot done, but I do have some space in here now, especially back here behind me. This is awesome. I actually have room to walk around. I can open up the door and walk in and out. I've been able to do that all winter. So until then, tail lights and tire smoke. I'm out of here.